double live right now. It's gonna be recorded, so I'm gonna hit live on Instagram as well. So bear with me, you guys, okay? Let me make sure I am close and good before I set up on Instagram. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna go here. Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna record this, so if you miss it, you can watch this because I'm gonna put it up on my page. All right, so today I wanna talk about Rusk color. And what I wanna talk about, I'm gonna go over like all of it. I'm gonna go through the Rusk in 10, Deep Shine Permanent, Deep Shine Demi, our lighteners, and then I'm also gonna touch on a little bit of our pigments, a little bit of everything for you guys so you can see that. So first we're gonna start with our OG, which is Rusk Deep Shine Permanent. Now, one of the things that I like to talk about is a big tip is there's triple, double, and single. And when I'm referring to that, that's our pigments in it. And we have triple pigment, we have double pigment, and we have single pigment. And what do I mean by that is, so for example, when you're wanting to have that like intense good gray coverage, that's gonna be our triple. That's the NC, that's the neutral cool. Show you guys right here. So see how it has the triple pigment? It's got the triple pigment on it. I'm going live double right now, so that's why I'm sharing both screens. Okay, so you have the triple neutral cool. That's gonna give you a cooler tone, and it's gonna give you the most gray coverage. This is also one you do not want to pull through to the ends because it's so highly pigmented. If you have super porous ends, you're not wanting to pull that through and risk it getting muddy. Then we're gonna have our double pigment. So our double pigment is gonna be our neutral warm. Show it up here. That's our neutral warm. Oh, look at all that hair color, the neutral warm. So the neutral warm is a double pigment. So it's double brown plus yellow. And this is a neutral warm. So it's gonna have a little bit more warmth in it for you. So if you wanna add some warmth into your neutral cool as you're working with gray coverage, that's a great option. Also, if you're just needing your typical coverage, you're gonna reach for the neutral warm. Then we have our single, which is the neutral light. Okay, so the neutral light is red, yellow, blue. It's a natural brown. And with the natural light, it's exactly that. You're not gonna get 100% gray coverage with it. It's more for like blending. It's a very soft, beautiful, pigmented series, okay? So we have triple, we have double, and then we have single. So you have the neutral cool, neutral warm, and the neutral light. Also knowing the difference between our Deep Shine Permanent and our Rusk in 10. Deep Shine Permanent is European. Rusk in 10 is American level system, okay? We'll get into that a little bit more. So that is kind of knowing like with the pigmentation. And when you're moving over, I have Ruby on a leash right now, don't mind me. So when we're moving over to the ashes, so we have the double A, the double A. So this is gonna be your green, blue, and violet. And what I love is right here on the swatches, that's why these swatches are so important because we work with pure pigments, is these swatches are gonna tell you how much of each pure tone is in each level. So with these ashes, you're gonna know that you have green, blue, and violet with that. So don't use this on gray coverage if that is what you're looking for, and knowing that it is pure tones. So there is no gray background, there's no brown background, there's none of that. This is pure pigment that you're working with. So keep that in mind when it comes to your ash series. Then we're gonna go to the high lift series. So you're gonna get 5+ levels of lift on virgin hair. And that is the BBBVBN. Show it over here. So you're gonna see this, the BBBN and BV, also in Deep Shine Demi. kind of similar, but a little different. So this is with the high lift, and a high lift is great because it's gonna lift and it's gonna tone for you. It's gonna control that warmth for you. And what I do like to use is you can borrow tones. So say you're using a BB and a BV together and you're like, you need a little bit more coolness, because we know that high lift ashes can be warm because it's exposing the warmth in the hair. You can take a ribbon of, say, like 911 and add that into your high lift ash, and that's gonna help control your tones for you a ton. So with these guys, you're gonna make sure that you're mixing with a 30 vol or 40 vol. And then next up we have is tack. Tack is your triple action clear. So our triple action clear, it's a lifting agent, no pigment. Essentially, it's gonna raise the pH balance. If you've ever worked with clear, that is what tack is in Deep Shine Permanent. Tack's sister in Rusk and 10 is clear. Next up, we are gonna go to the B series and the S series. What's really important is our S series does not mean silver. Our S series is sand. Our sand in our Deep Shine Permanent and our Deep Shine Demi is a perfect balance of warm and cool. It's not gonna be too warm, it's not gonna be too cool. It's like right there in the middle. And you can definitely see that right here on the swatch. It's showing that it has equal parts of each, and it's gonna be just super balanced for you. And we have the S series in Deep Shine Permanent, Deep Shine Demi, and in the Rusk and 10. Then we have the beige series, which is violet yellow. I like to look at like VY is what I've always called it, violet yellow. It's like a contradiction, but the violet is gonna balance out any of the yellow is gonna balance out any of the violet, and it's gonna give a really beautiful balance for you. Then the stars of the show when it comes to rust color is our coppers, our reds. They are pigmented very, very beautifully. And I want to talk about a little with the chocolates. So we have our chocolate series right here. So you have level 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. When it comes to chocolates and talking to my clients, you either are a chocolate golden or a cinnamon chocolate. With the chocolates in Rusk, it is a cinnamon. So if your client doesn't like red, especially those brunettes, make sure that you're not grabbing the chocolate because it has that cinnamon, or if you are, you're adding some gold series into it. So that's my little 411 with the chocolates. Then I get asked all the time for my color. It is right here, the 9GC. And that is gonna be your yellow orange. And all of these coppers are pure pigments. You have your yellow orange, and like I said, you have your gold, and it's gonna tell you what is at each level. And so you know what you're mixing. And if you need to mix any brown background into it, if you need to mix in any of the NL, NC, and W. So that is a little 411 on Deep Shine Permanent. Also, a side note is all of our developers are universal. So let me grab one of them so I can show you guys. It's just right here. So we have our universal developers, and you're gonna see it's the black packaging on them. We have 0 lift, 10, 20, 30, and 40. You can pair this with Deep Shine Permanent, Demi, Rusk and 10, and our Lighteners. You can use this with every color within our color line. So that's why it's universal. You're not having to get multiple developers for different lines within our lines. So this, it's a lifesaver. Next up, we're gonna touch base on is, let's see if I can find it. I always throw around my swatches in here. You would think that I would keep them organized, but I'm always pulling them in and out to show them off because I love using swatches. let's see, I don't think they're in here. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the different lighteners. So we have bright white, I have them all right there. We have bright white, ultimate blonde powder, and ultimate blonde cream. Ultimate blonde powder, where is she? She's in my container right there. So that's gonna be the blue. I have to grab it. I'm such a visual person, you guys. Sorry, let me grab it. Give me 1 second. I don't think I have a tether. It's holding all of my, hold on, I'll show you what I mean. Give me a second here. Technical difficulties. My lid was wanting to come off as I was grabbing everything. Okay, so we have bright white, up to 7 levels of lift. She's beautiful, she's great, she's one of my favorites. Do not use on the scalp. We don't use bright white on the scalp. Really great for those foils. I love, love, love to use bright white for my foil work. And then I keep my ultimate blonde powder in this guy because usually I go through so much of it, it's always filled. But what the ultimate blonde powder looks like, I love keeping all the containers. We're eco-friendly. So it's in this. This is the container that it's in. And you have up to 9 levels of lift. She lifts, she's amazing. She's strong, she keeps the integrity of the hair. I hand paint with her, I foil with her. That's why I keep this, because I take 3 of these and I'll fill it up in this guy to get the amount I want. And you're gonna get your lift up to 90 minutes with our lightener, and you're gonna make sure that you're mixing 1 to 2. Super, super important. And when I'm foiling or hand painting with ultimate blonde powder, I'm typically using, you guys, 0 lift or 10 ball. Low and slow is the way to do it. You don't wanna blow open the cuticle and create nonsense where that cuticle is not gonna hold on to any glosses and just completely rinse it out. Now, let me put this down and I'm gonna grab Ultimate Blonde's sisters. Hold on. These guys down. Okay. So then right here, so this is Ultimate Blonde Cream. Ultimate Blonde Cream is Ultimate Blonde's powder bougie sister is what I like to say. Hold on, let me make sure. Getting a request, you guys. Nope, just making sure it wasn't Rusk. So this is Ultimate Blonde Cream. She's the bougie one because it's formulated with ingredients that you want on the hair to be more gentle. So say you have that fragile blonde that you're scared to put any lightener on it, or you need a scalp application. This is who I'm gonna grab. I keep her very, very stocked because it's always my go-to. Ultimate Blonde, you guys are sleeping on it if you're not trying it. Anyone that I've had try Ultimate Blonde, they're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I try this sooner? Okay, so we talked about the lighteners. Now let's talk about our Deep Shine Demi Glosses. And once again, you guys, I'm just doing a quick once over so I can save this on my page, and everyone that asks me questions, you guys can check this out for reference. Okay, Rusk Deep Shine Demis. So our demis, we had a benchmark of a very popular demi that's out there, and that was our benchmark to hit, but better. So with some glosses, when you're rinsing them out, it can leave the hair feeling like, kind of like straw. With the ingredients that are in our Deep Shine Demi, it's gonna allow, when you're rinsing out and you feel that hair, it's gonna give that smooth glide, makes the hair feel incredible. Also with our processing time, you can get it processed and done in just 10 minutes. You can do it for great blending. Sorry you guys, I'm looking at the express ones. So you can get it processed in 10 minutes versus sitting it on for 20 minutes. What developer do you use with Ultimate Blonde Powder? With Ultimate Blonde Powder, as I said, I typically use 0 lift or 10 volume. Low and slow, like a good pot roast. That's how I do all my blondes. I don't use anything above a 20, especially in a foil, and no heat whatsoever, you guys, no heat. Okay, so let's get into it. So we have our natural series. We have 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, okay? So let me show them. your typical N series right here, and you're gonna have equal parts red, yellow, blue. So that's gonna give you your natural brown. So once again, with our colors, they are pure pigments. So if you need to add a brown background, that's when you're gonna grab for your natural series, you guys, okay? So then as we're going through, like I showed you guys with the Deep Shine Permanent, you're gonna be working with pure pigments. So as we started with the first one, we have our Ash series. Show it there and show it there. Once again, I'm going live on 2 phones right now. So with the Ash series, we have green, blue, and violet. And the swatches are so important when you're looking at them. So like with a level 9A, it's just straight violet. But as you start to work your way down, you're gonna see blue, and you're gonna see your green that is added in it, because we want our green for those darker levels to help fight the red color. So make sure you know exactly what tones are in each level that you're working with, so you get the ideal color outcome that you're wanting. And then as I reiterated, we have the S series. The S series is not silver, it is sand. It's an equal balance of violet, yellow, and it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I can't say beautiful enough, it's beautiful. Okay, so try it out. We have all the permanent, the demi, and the Rusk in 10. The 9CG, I gloss my hair a lot with this guy as well. It's this one right here. Our reds are absolutely gorgeous. I'm obsessed with them. Then we have our chocolate series, and like I said, you guys, with the chocolates, they're very much like your chocolatey hue you would expect. In my opinion, I feel like they have more of a cinnamon chocolate to them. So if you don't want a cinnamon chocolate, go for more of like your G tones or add a G to it. Then we have our P series, and we have that in 7P and 9P, and that's gonna be your silver violet. Next up is the BB, BV, and BN. These guys are formulated at a level 10. So if you're looking for a level 10, that is what the BB, BV, and BN. The B is for your beige. So you have beige blue, beige violet, and beige natural. I use these guys a lot. I love mixing the BB and BV together to get like that super just like clean blonde. Like it's not gonna make it ashy where it's like silver and smoky. It's gonna be clean and white, especially if you got them to that perfect level 10 with glossing them. That is my go-to. And then you can also see that we have a clear, okay? Then is my new bestie. It is Express, our Express gloss right here. We have 4 colors in it, and we have 6NW, 7N, 9VR, and 9P. With only 4, you can really customize them. So our Express color is progressive. So it's gonna progressively go darker and darker. So say I have the 9P and I'm like, I need more of an 8P, but I don't have an 8P on me. We'll put the 9P on, and after the 5 minutes, keep checking it, and you will get an 8P, you'll get a 7P, you'll get a 6P, you'll get a 5P. The longer you leave it on, the more pigmentation you're gonna get with it. So that's like the same thing with using the 6NW. I recently used that on my model. Yes, David. Hi, David. The Express glasses, they're amazing. I used on my Marlo Beauty model, I used, it was the 6NW, and I let it sit for longer to get that extra richness, and the longer you leave them on, the longer they'll go. My perfect go-to platinum is the 9VR and the 9P. Now I want to point out something, the 9VR, see how purpley that is? It's super purpley. That is how it will look if you leave it on for a really long time. Hi, Shelby. If you leave it on for a very long time. If you don't, if you leave it on for the 5 minutes, it's like that perfect 9, like V. Don't get scared by the R. So when I mix equal parts of the 9P and 9VR, it is like a gorgeous platinum. And once again, all of these are gonna be mixed with either 0 lift or 10 vol. Now the difference between the two, you guys, when you want deposit only, use your 0 lift, okay? If you want like a slight like base bump, like a budge in the base, that's when you'll use a 10 ball. If your client does not like warmth, do not use a 10 ball because it will expose the natural warmth in the hair itself. So that is my Deep Shine Demi line. That is, I love it. I have a huge drawer that's filled with it. I play with it. I love to intermix it. It's pure tones, the shine that it's going to leave on the hair, the longevity of it. You can't get much better. Okay, last but not least, you guys, is Rusk 10. Rusk 10 is my baby because if you guys have been following me for a while, I first started Rusk with being a Rusk 10 specialist. That's what they brought me on for. And at first I was like, what can I do with 10-minute color? Like all I thought of was like gray coverage, but there's so much more to it. And that's why I get excited with it. So with Rusk 10, if you guys are familiar with 10-minute color, most 10-minute color is progressive. Rusk 10 is not progressive. So after that 10 minutes, it's not gonna keep getting darker and darker because there's some lines that you put on at that 10-minute mark. You better get that off because it is going to turn black on you. Not Rusk 10. It is not going to do that. So I'm in my studio and I have very limited storage. So as much as I love Deep Shine Permanent, if I know I need a specific color on that client, I'll bring it in from home. But it's all Rusk 10 stocked here with a few Deep Shine Permanents because Rusk 10 can either be an express service or it can stay on for my longer lived in services. So let's get into it. So with Rusk 10, it's American level system. So Deep Shine Permanent is European. European level systems have a bigger range. They have more levels in them. American level system has less levels. So if you're used to using a level 6 in a European line and you grab a level 6 in Rusk 10 that's American line, you're gonna get hot roots because that 6 is more of a 7. So drop 1 full level when you are working with Rusk 10. The next thing we're gonna get into is the mixing ratio. For stubborn gray, we're gonna mix 1 to 1. For your normal all over color, if it's roots and they don't have grays, 1 to 2. Now you can share it out even more if you want to dilute it down 1 to 3, 1 to 4. Just know the more developer you add, the more dilution that you're going to add to your pigmentation. With Rusk 10, it is pure tones. And what I say with pure tones, you guys, pure tones are the color wheel. We're not working with like a gray background, a silver background. We are working with the primary colors, secondary colors. So we have a double N series. We have a 5NN and a 7NN. You can mix them together. You can add them into your natural series if you need more gray coverage. And that's gonna be your double brown yellow. Then your natural series is red, yellow, blue, your natural brown, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So our natural series, we have a really good range, and if you need that double pigmentation, that's when you're gonna reach for the 5NN or the 7NN and add it to your formulation. Now, when it comes to gray coverage, you guys, I want to reiterate this. I'm not gonna go deep into it because it's a whole thing you have to watch for like a class series. I use 0 lift or 10 volume for all my gray coverage with Rusk color specifically, because if you formulate the color in your bowl that you need for the percent of gray they are, that's what covers your gray. You're getting your lift and everything from your tube, you're not getting it from your developer. The higher the developer you use, the quicker you're gonna activate that color. So say I'm using a 20 volume on my roots, it's gonna activate much quicker on those color molecules than a 0 lift or a 10 volume. So you may wash out that client and you may not have as much depth and pigmentation at their roots that you were hoping to get. So that's why I use the 0 lift or the 10 vol. So for example, if they're 50% gray, I'm gonna make sure that 50% of my formula is gonna be N or NN to account for their gray, and say my target is like a 5A. So I would do 20 grams 5N or NN, depending on how resistant they are, and then 20 grams of 5A, 1 to 1 with a 0 lift. The 0 lift, I love it. It's gonna give that perfect depth that you're really looking for. Now moving up, we have our High Lift Ash. The High Lift Ash is just like the Deep Shine Permanent. The High Lift Ash, you're gonna get lift and tone in one go, and you're gonna get it in 10 minutes. She's cool, she's pretty. I've hand painted with her, I have foiled with her. You can't go wrong with her. Then we have Boost right there. So Boost is going to raise the pH balance. Raising the pH balance on the hair is going to swell the cuticle, therefore allowing for better pigmentation of your deposit of pigmentation into the hair cuticle. So if I have someone who's super resistant, I will add a ribbon, which is one side to the other side of the color bowl, and that's just going to help with the stubborn grays. If you're wanting to brighten your color, you can add the Boost to any of these, and you'll get a half a level to a full level of boost in that color that you are using. Sorry guys, I'm talking fast through this. So yeah, you can hand paint with them, you can do root coverage, you can do low lights, you can do a high lift ash. This Rusk 10 can really perform and keep up. It's the ingredients that are in it are high end. All of our color is developed in Italy, so you're getting the best of the best making it. And these are just all the color lines that you guys see me using day in and day out. I've had a lot of you guys wanting to convert, so I wanted to hop on here to make a quick little like conversion video. I'm gonna be doing much more in depth, like individual color lines, like the permanent, the demi, the lighteners, the Rusk 10, and have those series broken down for you guys. But this is gonna be saved on my page because I'm going live on YouTube and I'm going live on Instagram. I'm forgetting which phone's doing what. This one's Instagram, that one's YouTube. All right, you guys. So make sure you like, comment if you have any questions, and I will see you guys soon. Bye. Bye, you guys.